most useless skill in the game. You're outside, right? Yeah, how you doing, buddy? Then why are you testing? Why are you testing?
I want to leak up and go rogue on people, man.
What you did for?
Is anybody?
You can try Will. Simple farmer. You can go ahead and test stuff with him.
Oh, he's doing that thing. Yeah, armor regen is broken, man.
How you got it now? You fully stacked? 200% or what?
Nah. Yo, what's up, fam? Identity here, and I think I may be going a little bit too far with these builds, man. One after the other. Nah, there's no such thing as too many builds. So I'm just gonna bask in the ambience of excitement for all this new gear in TU11. Brolic, a word often used as an adjective of swole or buff. Just what this build reminds me of. I'm a juggernaut, and I feel like one too. With a whopping 60% armor on kill, and the ability to mitigate and even completely negate the bleed from backfire without hazard protection is what this build offers. So let's not waste any more time talking about it. Alright, y'all. This build I have for you is a special one. It's with the Backfire Smg, as you can see, and I'm using the gunner specialization specifically for the 10% armor on kill. Now this is a damage tank build that has a special caveat that comes with it. It's something that I recently found out, and I thought it might help you. So like I said, it's with a Backfire Smg, and everybody knows pretty much what this does by now. It's an outcast variant of an exotic SMG. It actually feels exactly like the house from Div 1, and the talent is payment in kind. Basically, when you fire your weapon, it does two things. It adds crit damage, 1% each bullet, and it applies a bleed on you when you reload based on the amount of crit damage there is. Now the secondary I'm using is this new named shotgun called the Mop. It's the 612 variant, and it has a clip when you reload, which makes it so much easier to utilize. Reloading your shotgun shell by shell, it gets kind of annoying, so the fact that you can just swap out the magazine is really good. Its special attribute is armor on kill, and they actually increased this from 5% to 10, which is helping this build out a lot actually. Close and personal is the perfect talent for this, and I'm going to explain to you why both of these weapons are going to work in unison with this build in the way that I have it. So for the build, I'm using a 3-piece Badger Tough, and I'm using all three of these attributes: shotgun damage, total armor, and armor on kill. All of them are utilized. For this build, you're going to be able to receive up to 50% armor on kill, plus a whole bunch of bonus armor that you're going to be able to get from the talents and the specialization. For the chest piece, I'm using Intimidate, and it came with these stats. I had to roll Intimidate, so I'm stuck with repair skills, which is fine. I've already reached the crit chance cap. I wanted to use this new brand set called Bellstone Armory as soon as I saw it on the state of the game. There were mixed feelings about this. Some said it was useless, some said they really liked it, and I think it's pretty decent, especially with this build I got here. The reason I wanted it though is for the armor on kill, because that's what I'm stacking right here. It's a survival damage build. For the holster, it's my second piece of Badger Tough, and I got a pretty good roll here. It would be nice to have maxed armor, but it's okay. And the great thing about builds like this is that they're tanky and rolled with crit damage and crit chance. All my pieces, well, most of my pieces. Some rolls I just wasn't able to get it, but your goal here is to have crit chance, crit damage rolled everywhere. Now the backpack is my second piece of Bellstone Armory. And this is what I was talking about, that I found out how you can minimize the bleed and even negate the bleed completely. But there are a lot of variables that you need to take into consideration when trying to do this, like damage taken, what's going on with the flow of the talent. So let me explain. And we got to do a little bit of math here. But that's all Division 2 is, right? Math, multiplicative damage, additive damage. So look at the backfire, right? if you notice that in the description, it states that on reload, apply a 10-second bleed on yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack. Now here's where the magic happens. This says 0.5 armor damage, which means that it doesn't apply to bonus armor. So as long as the armor damage bonus does not supersede your bonus armor, you will not receive the bleed penalty. Alright, stay with me y'all, because this can get a little bit confusing. That 0.5% is based on the crit damage stacks you gain while firing, 1% each round fired. So let me give you a quick example, and I'm almost done. But let's say you fire off the full clip, which is 57 rounds, then reload. Well, you'll have to then calculate how much armor damage you'll receive based on that, because it's not 0.5 anymore. The value is now 28.5. So you'll receive a 28.5% bleed of your armor damage. My armor is currently 1.7 mil, and 28.5% of that is almost 500k, which is the amount of damage you receive upon reloading. So just imagine the bleed you receive from a 200% crit damage stack, and this is where the Liquid Engineer comes into play. The new name backpack from Bellstone Armory. Perfect Bloodsucker's talent is that the more enemies you kill, the more bonus armor stacks you'll build up in order to supersede the armor threshold you need to negate the bleed. Just 5 stacks of Bloodsucker, which is 5 kills, is 60%. This adds 1 million bonus armor on top of what you already have, and the higher your armor, the quicker you'll be able to negate that bleed with the bonus armor from Bloodsucker. Now that's a mouthful, and I hope you're still with me, but I did say that there were a lot of variables involved with being able to minimize the bleed or negate the bleed. When you take damage, your bonus armor goes lower, and the way to help you so that you won't take damage is to use the Crusader Shield, which is my second skill that I'm using. I still think that it's going to be pretty strong, especially with the fact that I have a tier 6 shield because I'm a tank. This is one way that you can negate that damage. When you have the shield out, they're not shooting your armor, they're shooting the shield, so the bonus armor stays up. And this is why the mop is so good with this. This shotgun gives you 10% armor on kill, but it also activates Bloodsucker, which means that if you get, let's say, 5 or 6 kills with the mop, you could stack your bonus armor up with Perfect Bloodsucker and then switch to your Backfire with over 1 million bonus armor already without even having to get any kills with this weapon. Now the whole time you're getting kills, you're gaining 40 to 50% armor on kill plus bonus armor. So you see where I'm going with this, right? The ability to have 1.7 to 1.9 million armor gives you the opportunity to be tanky and do a whole lot of damage, also while having a shield that's tanky as well. So this has some crazy survivability, and the Backfire is perfect with this build. The reason why people are using this really is for that 200% critical hit damage that you get once you max it out. I mean, I've already reached the crit chance cap, and I'm at 143% critical hit damage, which will go all the way up to 343% because of the Backfire's 200% critical hit damage potential. And for my first skill, I'm using the Emp Sticky Bomb, and this is mainly for PvP. We'll see how this fares throughout this patch because of the nerf to the shields. Let's see how much people use it, but most likely I'm still going to be using this skill because of how great it is. You can swap this out and use a booster hive for the hazard protection if you want. It's your choice. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention the orbit gives you another 35% crit chance, which you don't need, but the 40% crit damage will definitely help. I will say one thing though, Bloodsucker is very good. It's amazing for PvE. You can keep that bonus armor up pretty much infinitely as long as you're getting kills with the damage and the tank and the survivability you have with this build. It's perfect. But for PvP, you already know Adrenaline Rush takes the cake, because when you get close to somebody, it's going to give you bonus armor stacks. It's a no-brainer to use this in PvP. And that's the build, folks. Try this out. You're going to like it. I know you are, because the Backfire just gives you an insane amount of critical hit damage. I mean, who wouldn't want that? And I definitely want you to tell me down in the comments what you think about this build. Is there anything that you would change? What would you do different? So if you enjoyed this build, if it helped you out in any way, I'd appreciate if you drop a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you in my next video. Be right out.